Submission. Submission really is respect, in my opinion. Submission is a choice, but it's an alignment, and it's synonymous and parallel with respect. See, if you have a woman's submission, women don't submit to what they don't respect. If she's submitting, that means she respects you. What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Welcome to the table. Doing a mobile broadcast today. But you guys, you know what? It's okay. I'm sure you're going to appreciate it. Ain't nothing changed. When you see me on the camera, you know what I do when I get on the camera. I get in the kitchen, I get cooking. Today's no different. Fellas, I needed to discuss something that I believe is very important. You know, I tell you guys on a regular basis, I digest content. Why? Because I am a content creator. So therefore, I digest what I'm putting out. 1, to fine tune my craft. 2, to stay relevant and give you guys information that is being talked about in these spaces. If you're not necessarily familiar with what's being discussed, I'm here to be somewhat of a resource and advocate for these things that are being discussed. But it is very hard to go nowadays without hearing one word, and one word particularly. What is that word? Submission. I want to talk about it today because as I was thinking about and what I knew I had to talk about was submission. Mainly because, see, the space that is the manosphere, the content that is red pill, and all these things collectively will have men thinking that the only way to get submission from a woman nowadays is to buy it. That's right, to purchase it. Most things in life can be purchased. Items, experiences, lifestyle changes, education, so on and so forth. But see, gentlemen, I personally have an issue with people saying that submission has a price tag. That submission is something that now has a barcode that it is on a tradable market. No, I don't agree with that. I think what is not being talked about enough, and that's okay, that's what I'm here for. I'll talk about it. Submission, gentlemen, is one thing and one thing only. It is simply a choice. It's a mindset. See, if a woman is going to decide to submit to you, it's not going to matter if you have $50,000 or $50 million. The reality is there is an agenda socially that exists in modern time. And the agenda is to continue to keep men confused on their position, their purpose, their overall contribution to society, and how important and relevant we really are for the progress that is humanity. One of the things that they like to do, especially nowadays, they like to make a man second guess himself. They like to make a man sit back and, say, hey, how do I stack up? What type of value do I bring? What type of value do I have? Now, I do support men being their best self. I do support men developing into the absolute best version of who they can be, who they're seeking out, who they're shooting and aiming to be. However, to say that a man can expect, without fail, utter submission from a woman or women collectively because of how much money he makes, I can't support that because that's nonsense. Submission, gentlemen, boils down to a number of things. But one of the main things it boils down to is choice. See, if a woman is sitting here telling you and trying to convince you that at your current state, let's just say you're sitting at your $50,000 mark, you're developing yourself, you're working hard, you're still getting your certifications or education or whatever, right? And you just so happen to not be where she would desire you to be financially, where you would desire to be financially. You're trying to convince me, as a halfway smart, intelligent, decent young man, that I cannot, as a man, demand, request, expect submission from you at this economical level. Same man, same person, same characteristics, same overall being, right? And let's fast forward 5 years. My 50,000 salary, income, whatever, is now 200,000. So I've leveled up 150,000. However I did it, whether it was through small business or however I did it, now I'm making 150,000 more. Only at that point can that woman that at 50,000 refused to give me submission will now sign up for submission because of an increase of 150,000. Make it make sense. What this is telling us, gentlemen, what this rhetoric is saying is that you as a man, you as yourself, just as yourself, first of all, one is not good enough. I definitely disagree with that. You at yourself at that economical level is definitely not good enough to receive submission. Submission really is respect, in my opinion. Submission is a choice, but it's an alignment, and it's synonymous and parallel with respect. See, if you have a woman's submission, women don't submit to what they don't respect. If she's submitting, that means she respects you. If she's not submitting, that means she doesn't respect you. I know you guys get that point. So the message behind she's only gonna respect you based on what you can financially produce, I can't rock with that. And the reason why I can't rock with that is because there is proof in the marketplace that dictates that respect is a choice. First of all, it had nothing to do with economics. I can name off a series of people who make uber amounts of money, and their women still showcase a certain level of disrespect. Aisha Curry, Bill Gates' ex-wife, some could say Jeff Bezos, the owner and creator of Amazon. Maybe not so much disrespect, but the relationship met its demise. Dr. Dre's ex-wife, the list goes on. But the point I'm trying to make, gentlemen, is that you got to start learning how to identify things and, in my opinion, decide for yourself and listen for yourself. Because see, not only with the example I'm using with money, it's also consistent with the fact that there are men that don't have nothing. There are men that are living a life right now that is below standard to us real solid men. And those men are classified your Pookies, your Ray Rays, and so on. Indeed, those men seem to be able to get the submission from these same women that if you approached them or if you were trying to pursue them, they would have different requirements for you. We'll make that make sense. You're saying, they're saying, the manosphere is saying that these same women, gentlemen, require X amount of dollars for submission. Yet, that same submission is given to men who don't necessarily have those type of economics. So that would tell me that the message, the rhetoric, the truth behind this whole submission thing is nonsense for most of the content creators that are speaking on it and saying that you, by only arriving at this economical point, you, by only being this type of man on, the Forbes list or, the IRS's, hot list or checklist or whatever you want to call it, You, my friend, at this level of making money, can expect, request, and demand submission. It's BS. To me, when a man really realizes what he has to offer, see, first, the offering of yourself, gentlemen, is not necessarily what you buy, what you can buy, what you can produce. Now, that's not me saying that you shouldn't be your best self. That's not me saying that you shouldn't strive to find your range, meaning what you're capable of. I support that. I am totally in alignment with that. Even the get up I got on right now, I transitioned from where my career path was to I'm in training right now for a whole new career path. I need a new challenge. So I was like, okay, it's time to step it up, Daniel. Cool. But anyway, submission, gentlemen. Hear me. Feel me. Do not let anybody convince you. Do not let anybody try to drive you crazy, trying to kill yourself to convince you in your belief system that if I go out here and I make myself great, if I get educated and I, land a 6-figure job and I get the house and get the car and get the, retirement funds and get all of that women by default automatically are going to submit to me. I'm here to tell you, gentlemen, that's not how it works. Now, all the things I listed should be things that you want for yourself, for your life, and for your future. Why? Because life is easier when your economics are flowing. Life is easier when you have the type of money to be able to change your situation when emergencies arise and things happen. See, when things happen to you when you're broke, it's different than when they happen to you when you're not. They happen the same, but the way you can respond to it is a lot different. And that's what money ultimately does. I do not want men to be carrying this weight, carrying this conditioned stigma mentally that as I progress financially, as I become successful, submission is automatic. It's nonsense. Submission, gentlemen, will happen when you figure out what type of man you are, when you figure out who the essence of you are spiritually, characteristically, what you truly have to offer, what you can change, what you can affect, what you ultimately control and produce from you. Because all of us have our own individual code, signal, signature in a sense. We all do individually. It's up to you to figure that out. Once you figure that out, gentlemen, that has nothing to do with money. Money may follow, but that has nothing to do with money. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I just wanted to tap in and talk about this, give you guys, some nuggets, some things to think about. If she won't submit to you at 50,000, she won't submit to you at 50 million. I promise you that. So this is Daniel Rucker with True Table, signing out, sliding out the kitchen. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Go ahead and share the content. I so appreciate it. I still got to go, people. Trying to get to this 1,000 sub count so I can start producing live shows, bringing some people up on the panel, and making this show an overall experience. But I'm going to need your help with that. So go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already done so. And if you feel so moved, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be coming to you very soon with another broadcast. You guys take care. Till next time.